to be reintroduced to country St. Martin?
Okay, first of all, thank you all for being here today. This is an important day for Copa Airlines. As you know, we have been without operations for almost 8 months, and for us it's exciting to be back here because we know all the effort the citizens and the authorities have done to recover this beautiful island. So we feel very excited, and we know that this is going to be a very good and productive re-encounter between the Copa Airlines and St. Martin.
How many times per week will you be flying into St. Martin?
We're going to have starting 2 weekly flights, and we expect to increase the frequencies in peak season to 4 frequencies a week.
And your flight has been landed here on Saturday. Where are you coming from?
We're coming directly from Panama, but we're connecting from several origins, and we have actually 78 destinations, and we are joining to Copa Airlines several other destinations in the middle of the year already announced. So we have all those connections, but many passengers come from different parts of countries to be in St. Martin.
Anticipated was the return of Copa to St. Martin. I mean, you're the only airline at the moment connecting us to Panama, which is the Central American and South American market. Not being here for 8 months, what has been the feedback or the inquiry about Copa coming back to St. Martin? Has it been huge? Was it a big gap? Give us a little bit of that.
Yeah, we have received a lot of comments from locals and also from tourism. Passengers are expecting the reopening of Copa and the encounter, as I mentioned before, with the airline and the country. So it's highly expected, and as I said before, we know that it's going to be have a lot of good responses after we start having the regular flights again.
And when you're flying 2 days a week as of today, which 2 days a week are you flying, and what size of aircraft, meaning number of seats that you have?
Okay, we have 737-800, and it has capacity for 160 passengers. So the other questions you asked regarding the frequencies, it's 2 weekly, so we're going to have capacity for 200, 320.
So what days are you going to fly? Saturdays and what day? Or is just the flight today?
It's going to be Saturdays and Tuesdays. But we'll also have a Sunday in between or a Monday in between.
As needed.
Yes.
I take it that the flight has seen the fact that you're reintroducing your flights back to St. Martin. This has been beneficial for your airline overall. How would you describe the prior landing or you coming to St. Martin, and how beneficial has that flight been to St. Martin in particular?
Beneficial in terms of passengers having different destinations and options in the Caribbean has been huge for both, for Copa Airlines and for St. Martin as well. As you know, and you mentioned as well, we have been without connecting those passengers for 8 months. So the beneficials have been very good in the terms that since the 8 years we started working for flying St. Martin and passengers coming in and going out, it has been, we started with only 1 flight a week. So actually, or before the hurricane, we had 4 flights a week. So and now we're reintroducing the flights. We have 2, but we expect to have as well at least what we had before the hurricane. 4.
Welcome, we're all here to welcome Copa Airlines back to St. Martin. It is indeed a great day. I believe, during this time of recovery, every flight, every passenger should be welcomed with open arms. I believe that our service must continue to improve and provide the best service so that they know that we are the friendly island and that they will return. So we're here to greet them. A gift bag was given off to the first passenger that came off the plane. We have some more bags for the pilots and the crew, but that's going to happen after everyone disembarks. So stay tuned and enjoy the welcome ceremony.
On the return of the Copa flight, it further connects our routes destination with the South American destination, and we are very, very much pleased on the return of Copa. I believe the load factor in today is just a bit under 100, and it shows that the St. Martin is bouncing back, not only in the Caribbean and the U.S., the Canadian market, but also the South American market as well. So that connectivity is vital for us to show the world that SXM Airport and St. Martin on the whole is better.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Tell them, connecting you.
It is truly an honor to be here with you this evening. On behalf of the Minister of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports, Eugene Huerta, who is off island, and by extension, the government of St. Martin, I take this opportunity to congratulate the organizers of this 16th annual book fair. Mr. Suja Alex Ref, President of Conscious Lyrics Foundation, and Mr. Lasana Saku, Projects Director of House of Nahisi Publishers, I want to commend both of you for your vision and commitment to this book and literary festival that brings together distinguished authors, presenters, and panelists to our island, St. Martin. We know that following the passing of Hurricane, organizing any type of event on this island is a major challenge. To our guests here this evening, welcome to St. Martin. We are grateful for you being here with us on St. Martin and choosing to be a part of this book fair. One of the key facets of this book fair that I have recognized and I endorse is the emphasis on sharing the activities of the book fair on both sides of the island. And as you know, I am a strong proponent of both sides working together, and this event serves as a very good example of true cooperation on all levels. Of course, when you speak of a book fair, you must recognize the importance of reading and the exchange of knowledge and how this exchange can elevate and inspire a community to greatness. The power of books can never be underestimated, and the fact that you have chosen to promote literature is simply amazing. It's wonderful. It's just epic. Your efforts over the next few days, I'm sure, will inspire a few more persons to greatness in one way or the other. As you know, books are not possible without writers. We must acknowledge those individuals who have contributed unselfishly towards humanity by sharing their inspiration and creative talents with us. Tonight, I want to encourage the published and unpublished authors to remain steadfast, and please do not give up. As an audience, we can support them by purchasing their masterpieces, because putting pen to paper is not easy. And I am a firm believer that every book published is considered a piece of art. In closing, I wish all the local and international participants a productive and successful book fair of 2018, and I hope your experience here over the next days will lead to a return to St. Martin. And my final words goes to Mr. Sujar Alex Ref. Indeed, I just heard that every year he says it's a great book fair, I think it's said, is the best. Well, I would state that indeed the 16th annual is the best. Why? We have never faced a challenge like this one after Hurricane Irma. And this shows us that St. Martin people, we are indeed resilient. And we have taken a beating, but we aren't down, and we are definitely coming back. I thank you.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 Fun Mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of Fun Miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to My Card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free Fun Miles with first use. Switch to My Card today at WIB.
Fun miles, from within your reach.
Tell them, connecting you.
Years, sweet 16. When we decided to do the book fair, because the discussion started, well, you know, we can't have the book fair this year. The country has been through a devastation, and the sponsorship is going to be difficult. The book fair is an expensive operation. So we said, well, we'll hold out until next year. And then some people come on board and say, no, you got to do the book fair. You got to do the book fair. And then 2 kids heard the story, and they literally went to their mom and said, Mommy, can we take our money and give it to the man to do the book fair? Because we don't want the book fair to stop. And those kids are here this evening. You see, when a 7-year-old would say something like, and I didn't remember the story, honestly, I did not. You know, this gentleman came to my class and he told me books are important. And now I'm the best reader in my class. So, when you ask, why are we doing the book fair? I don't have no one answer. I'm doing it because I love literature. I'm doing it because of personal fulfillment for me. That's why I'm doing it. But I discovered a new reason during the whole campaign to get the book fair going this year, a year of difficulty. Someone said, Shuja, you know what you need to do? Go on the radio by Billy D, talk about the book fair, and say, man, people are going to support you. They're going to give you money to do the book fair. I said, okay, we can try. So I went by my partner, Billy D, and you guys know me, Billy D relationship. And we did a program, said, well, we're going to do the book fair. As I walk out the studio, a lady was standing on the outside, and she said, I have 200 euros for you to do the book fair. The train start moving. This is your book fair, St. Martin. The people is who made this book fair possible. Now, we couldn't do it without Motor World and NAGICO and the government, Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Theatre. We could not have done it without them either. But you, the people, decided to do the book fair. I want to share one last story with you. It moved me today. And my hustling all day, running back and forth, my phone rang. Someone on the other end said, Mr. Shuja? I said, yeah. Can you come at the Genevieve the Weaver School? We have something for you. The children there heard you were promoting the book fair. I said, okay. When we got to the Genevieve the Weaver School, the kids said, well, we wanted to make our contribution, so we made a book. They made a book. And the title of the book, Why I Love My Mother. And the stories are on the inside, all handwritten by the kids with their own pictures. Why do you do the book fair, Shuja? It's a personal fulfillment why I'm doing the book fair. But this is richer than anything that I could ever think of. You see, this generation of children who's doing this is much younger than the book fair. The book fair is 16. These kids are 7 years old. They don't know St. Martin without a book fair. And that's the reason why we are doing the book fair. And I wanted to let you know, and this is the last line, and this one moved my heart. The kids decided between them that they're going to pick up a collection, and they give me an envelope thick like this morning for us to carry out the book fair. Should we stop St. Martin Book Fair? Thank you.
Hello, St. Martin. My name is Jose Helaga and I play basketball. I have organized basketball events in St. Martin. Sport matters to me because it makes everybody come together in unity. So I challenge the businesses community to step up for sports and help us rebuild and repair our facility. I'm also asking the community to nominate local businesses in your area to take on the challenge and step up for sport because sports matter. Check out the Department of Sports SXM Facebook page for more information. Hashtag Sport Matter, hashtag Are You In?
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
Minister Lee, a question about parallel import. I distinctly remember that the government of the Netherlands Antilles, years ago obviously, said that parallel import was good for competition. It's legal, as you said as well, but what the measure you want to take now, it seems to clamp down on parallel import. Don't you expect any legal problems with that?
We are still in the developmental phase. But fact is, here's the issue. I mean, as we look at the practicalities, and I agree we need to look at the legal aspects of it, right? But if you, for example, sold a sticker that could be placed on the products to indicate that you've paid your fee for the importation of alcohol or tobacco, the problem is people are so quick to counterfeit those measures. So, I mean, there's a possibility that we could look at, but we need to look at the enforcement side of it. I mean, you've seen people can counterfeit so quickly. So it's something to take into account. I agree that we have an open market. So it's a good point. It's something we'll take a look at as well.
2019 budget is underway. Looking back at the 2018 budget, which was recently presented and adopted on the floor of Parliament, what is the initial reaction coming from CFT?
The initial reaction of CFT on 2018, that has been, they already gave their advice about that. Don't forget, we had the approval because of first bringing a budget that had a gaping hole in it, which is not allowed. CFT had to make an advice to the Council of Ministers in Holland, of the Kingdom that is, to allow for the application of Article 25. Article 25 of the financial toezicht, the oversight laws, says that if that is approved by the Council of Ministers, then a budget with a deficit is allowed to be presented. And so that was requested. It was recommended by the CFT to do that, and ultimately, I believe it was on the 27th of March, we got that approval. So that process has been completed for 2018.
The people are very concerned. You mentioned last week that you'll be given 1-year permit for people who file for people to come to work here in St. Martin. But there are people who are living here and are working who do not have no legal document. Can they fit in that slot? Meaning get this opportunity to also file for their papers?
Just for clarity, the permit that we spoke about last week was related to projects. So in other words, they are tied to a specific project. So the expedited process that we were looking at was tied in particular to larger reconstruction projects. What you're speaking about is the numbers of undocumented people who are currently living here. And we recognize that it's an issue. It was an issue before Irma, and I think it's probably a bigger issue now. And certainly it's something that we're taking into consideration in terms of what are their contributions. So, we've gotten a number of inquiries, and I want to make sure that everyone is clear. The way that our regulations, our laws work, although you're undocumented, you are still obligated actually, and I realize it's a bit of a conundrum here, but you're still obligated to pay your taxes and actually still obligated to register and pay your social premiums at SZV. That is possible still, right? So
We recognize that in this reconstruction period, perhaps we need to be a little bit more flexible, a little bit more cognizant of what's happening, but actually it doesn't remove the obligation for you to pay your taxes and to pay your fees to SZV. So I think as government is looking how we're going to move forward with our reconstruction process and how we deal with these people that are here, fact is they should be as compliant and as legal as possible. And certainly it's one of the topics that the Council of Ministers is looking at. How do we realistically deal with the problem?
And the same conversation, you're going to blame the person who to employ them. There should be some consultation with these people who are not documented. At least invite their bosses to come in for some consultation.
It's my opinion, especially for those that we're talking about who are in the construction field, the reconstruction industries, right? There's no reason that they shouldn't apply for work permits. We receive very few permits related to construction. We've done a number of labor drives. So if you are looking for work and you are in construction, you should be working. If you're not working, come to the labor office and we will help you to find a job. There is more demand than supply in our marketplace, right? So there's actually, in my opinion, no reason that they should be undocumented. So although they've been living here, they can come in and request a permit, pay their fees, apply, and by all rights, if they comply with the regulations, should get their permits.